hope you're having a good day. So I woke up this morning and I went to Twitter and I found out the shocking news that Chantal is in Syria with Salah. That's right, y'all. She actually went to Syria and met up with Salah, and Julia was there, which is good news for Julia because everybody was wondering, is Julia out on the street? Well, she's not out on the street. She's with Salah and Chantal. So for now, at least, she's safe. And that's a good thing. Although I don't trust Salah and Chantal around Julia, at least she's not on the street. But yeah, Chantal, she went there and she did that. She went to Syria to meet up with Salah. And I did a tarot live recently. And I told Chantal in the tarot live that if she went to meet up with Salah wherever he was, that she would have no power anymore. Absolutely none. He would have all the power over her and he could do whatever he wanted and she wouldn't be able to stop him. She was used to the power dynamic when she was back in Kuwait with him, just holding the money over his head, and he had to do what she told him to do. Now the dynamic has switched around because she's in Syria right now with limited electricity, water. They have to buy water. You literally have to buy water. No air conditioning. There are frequent, brownouts or blackouts because of the lack of electricity. It's not the most ideal situation for someone like her that is not used to going without. And I predict in less than a week, she's probably going to say enough is enough and leave and go somewhere else. Maybe her and Salah plan on going somewhere else. And this is just like the in-between where they have to be there for a certain period of time before they maybe go to Malaysia or somewhere else. Or theory, here's the theory, Chantal lies. We know this. Rule number one, Chantal lies. Rule number two, she tells on herself. So she says she's in Syria. I'm not so sure. Won't know for sure unless she goes out in public, which I don't think she's going to do. But she could tell us she's anywhere. And how are we going to believe it? You know, like we don't know any different. So yeah, she's in Syria and I'm going to react to the live stream. Before I get into the Twitter peeps, I would like to issue an apology. I would like to issue an apology because directly after my tarot live yesterday, there was someone that posted on my channel with the handle Foodie Beauty. And I thought it was her. And so I was snarky to that person. I honestly thought it was her. But then people on Twitter were pointing out that is not her. The handle is different. So I apologize for my mistake. It sounded like her because of the comment that she made, but it wasn't her. So I could admit when I was wrong. It could have been one of her stock accounts or somebody from the Beezers. I don't know. But I could admit when I was wrong and I was wrong. So with that said, it's time for the Twitter peeps, y'all, because trust me, Twitter's got a whole lot to say about this whole thing. And I want to capture all the comments. So let's go. All right, it's time for the Twitter peeps. Let me just go ahead and bring up the other screen and I'm all set and ready to go. Okay, so for those of you that are on Twitter, that you would like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. First tweet is from Excellent Boiled Potatoes saying, yeah, apartments here are $200, $300 a month. So way of life here, Syria is very affordable. And this banger, yeah, I sleep without a sheet. It's really cool at night. This is more exciting than sitting in an apartment alone, Chantal. So I guess these are some of the comments that she made during her live stream. This is Foodie turning lemons into lemonade. Whatever situation she's in, she's going to act like it's the most ideal situation for her, that it is absolutely okay, that she can deal with it. This is the picture that she's always going to paint in front of YouTube. I am not suffering. I am not sad. I'm not mad. Even though this situation is rough, I'm going to pretend that it's not. So this is what she's doing now. Like, oh, it's a little bit rough here. Foodie, you just got there. You just arrived in Syria. You haven't even been there a week. And you're talking things up just because you haven't been there for more than a week. You're in a place with limited electricity. You have to actually buy water. I don't know how you're going to take a shower. Like, I don't know how you're going to do the basic things that you need to do. But I predict in about a week or less than a week, Foodie is going to get so crazy with being there that she's going to leave. Let's also keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that she's an addict and she's got addictions to different things. While she was in Canada, she got herself used to high amounts of edibles and large amounts of fast food. So if she's in Syria and there are no fast food restaurants, apologies for the knocking. They're building up the apartment next door. My apologies. If she's in Syria without her fast food and without her edibles, she's going to go through withdrawals like nobody's business. And she's going to be a mess. And Salah's going to be a mess right along with her. And I don't have sympathy for him anyway, because he literally invited her back to be around him when he didn't have to. They both were standing at a crossroads in their own lives. Foodie was at a crossroads. Go back to Salah and be with him or be by herself. And he was standing at the same crossroads, be without her or be with her. And they both chose the wrong road. So whatever happens from here, I don't have a sympathy bone. Not that I did before, but I definitely don't have one now. Okay, so moving on to Shenanigans. Shenanigans says, Chantal really thinks she can rough it in Syria. She couldn't even rough it in Canada. Yeah, she was complaining about the apartment in Canada. She was complaining about lack of AC. Now she's in a place with no air conditioning. You have to buy water. She can only stream for a small amount of time per day. Food is expensive over there because it's also very scarce. Speaking of which, Chantal, I don't think the people that live in Syria are going to appreciate you buying up all the food and hogging all the food if maybe some of the citizens are without food and they're starving. I don't think that's going to go over very well. Sweet Bonnie Girl says, imagine being Chantal's family, arrives at your doorstep, fleeing Kuwait authorities, needs a place to stay, needs help getting an apartment, needs help renting a car, says she'll join in the family camping trip, then skips out to Syria after losing the lease. You got her. Well, the reading I did last night, mom and family are not happy with her. And I believe this whole thing of helping Chantal to the extent that they did, that was a one-time deal. I don't think they can help her like this ever again. I really don't think so. Again, I apologize for the knocking noise. There's another apartment next to mine, and they're building it up or fixing it up. So sorry. So very sorry. But this was a one-time thing, Foodie. Your mom can't help you, again, the way that she helped you before. And they're out a lot of money, and you're responsible. Donna says she's really sticking it to us all with this new arc, huh? But, well, really, she stuck it to herself. I'm Your Huckleberry says, the absolute privilege of this person. Honestly, guys, I've been so spoiled my whole life. I'm like, if I have to rough it, like whatever, like I won't go in real life, but I have intimate familiarity with people from this region and others who live this life. It's not roughing it. This type of life carves into your soul. This isn't some little, oh, let me go glamp in the woods with my portable AC and cell phone. Screw all the way off. This always happens. I start to feel bad, like, holy crap, she's in actual danger. Then this stupid person does something that immediately smacks me in the back of the head, and I admit, yeah, she actually deserves what's coming. Life, do your worst. Foodie, don't come crying to the embassy when they do far worse than pee on your request for relish on a burger, because there is no embassy or consulate. and you hid your travel from Canada. Spoiler, you flagged yourself when your visa was scanned entering Syria. On that note, this isn't about Canada either. It was at first, but at this point, Salah knows he can't get into Canada with his passport. Dude can't even get into the most countries at this point. He's got more flags in his passport than a NASCAR race. You were always the mark, you big. I can't say those words. He linked for the quick pass to Canada you promised. He stayed because he shut down his ops to prep for Canada, then realized you lied and had no other options. After that, pure desperation that you deliver on your promise of Canada after the bankruptcy was cleared. Sunk cost fallacy. Yeah. Speaking of a sunk cost fallacy, I believe that's going on with both Salah and Foodie. They both have the sunk cost fallacy of they know they could do better and cut their losses if they let go of each other. But they've invested so much money and so much time in each other that part of them just can't tear themselves away. It's like, I've gone this far and I've done this much. I'm not going to let it go because I do not want to simply admit this is a lose-lose situation. I'm determined to win at whatever cost. Side note, Salah evolved into a life of scamming and grifting. His circle of friends prove it. He's a survivor, much like her cockroach butt. But that was always her problem. She underestimates her partners. Chantal, you really think he's that stupid and goofy? You think that laughing keyboard wasn't done intentionally to grate on the nerves of the woman who was wearing him down? Okay, buddy, keep thinking that. Back to the timeline. Yeah, speaking of Salah, Chantal, I would be very careful. Maybe at this point it's too late because you're already there with him. But keep in mind, he's angry. He's very, very angry about all the trouble you've caused him, all the time that's been lost on you, all the headache that you've been, him having to leave Kuwait to go to Syria. He didn't want to go to Syria. He wanted to go to Canada. You don't think he's mad about that? You don't think he harbors a deep, bitter resentment over the fact that he had a life in Kuwait and you totally messed it up to the point where he had to go back to Syria or go to Syria? Are you not figuring that in? That maybe he's hiding it from you, but he's bitter, he's angry, and he might want some sort of revenge. And I'm not saying that in an ominous way. I'm not saying he's going to physically hurt Chantal, but there might be a possibility that dude might take the money and run. He might leave her all alone in Syria, and she doesn't have a car to go anywhere, to go to the airport, and she's handed over all of her money to him. He's controlling the money now. Let's see. Then you get booted from Kuwait and then discovered your grift, and he worked overtime to keep his little desperate hooks in you for even more sinister grift. Now that you're in Syria with no protection or comforts, again, you get what you deserve. Yep.
Spoiled my whole life. I'm like, honestly, guys, I've been so spoiled my whole life. I'm like, if I have to rough it, like, whatever, you know?
Chantal, you don't have it in you to rough it. I'm not in your real life. I don't know you on the personal, but I don't have to. You can tell when somebody's got true grit, when they've got it in them to survive, when they can evolve, when they can work their way around a problem, think their way around a problem. You can't. You're so helpless and weak. You look for other people to get things done for you. Like, you literally need a caretaker to do even simple things. You don't know how to survive. You don't know how to work around a rough situation or a problem. You just sit there and whine and cry about it until you get your way. Well, this is one situation where you might learn. You might learn. Apologies again. I just turned off my phone, so there won't be more interruptions from the phone. Okay. So moving on. D. Angry Scott says, also, Foodie apparently just took herself off insulin. Her blood are magically stable without her altering her diet at all. What a great choice when moving to a war-torn country with uncertain access to reasonable health care. So that's another one of Foodie's things. She's not taking her insulin anymore, and she is a diabetic, and she does have very high blood sugar, although it might be lower now because of not eating so much fast food. In all truth, y'all, like she even told everybody that she really wasn't taking her insulin for her diabetes as she should. She was taking her insulin to manage her B moments, to give her the power to have more B moments and do more Foodie content. So in a way, she was abusing her insulin and misusing it. Do I think it's dangerous to go without insulin if you're a diabetic? Absolutely. But for some reason, while she was back in Canada, she could not get insulin, or she did not get insulin. And she's saying, oh, my blood sugar is magically stable. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. But let's watch the clip.
I haven't been on insulin in a while.
That's not good. You have diabetes.
Right.
Why are you proud?
Because my blood sugars are pretty stable with the metformin, and I find if I don't eat, like hang out at night, in the morning my blood sugars are like almost normal. So that goes to
normal for you or normal? Because those are two. Again, normal for you is 9. Like that's not normal. That's just normal for you, for your average. That doesn't mean. Oh my god, do what you want. Do what you fucking want. Good. That's the one thing you don't fuck with is insulin. It's oh my god.
show you. Eating late at night before bed and no activity?
Well, her blood sugar might be a lot lower if she's in Syria and she doesn't have access to fast food, and she just can't simply go on Postmates or Uber Eats and order like 2 tons of fast food. Maybe her blood sugar might be lower, but even as a diabetic, you need your insulin, Chantal. I don't think you can just do without it like that. D. Angry Scott says, Foodie claims she altered her travel plans to avoid paying an expensive visa fee so she could enter Syria via a land border, so she didn't pay any visa fee. Like, did she actually get a visa though? Or did Salah help you illegally enter Syria? Because that means you have even less safety. I don't know what's going on with that, y'all. I'll be honest. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how she got there. I don't know if he helped her. But that just sounds weird. How can you illegally get someone into Syria? That's just odd. But let's listen.
Postpone, cancel a lot of flights. And if you take a flight to Damascus airport, I heard from other travelers that you need to pay an expensive visa fee. But if you a lot of people take the route where you go from Beirut directly to the land border in Syria, I didn't have to pay a visa fee or anything.
Oh, so that's why you did it. Okay.
She's so cheap. Oh, I didn't want to pay an expensive visa fee. How much was the visa fee? Like $50? Was it really that much? My God, you're cheap and stupid. You're cheap and stupid. Nana Spike T says, now Foodie is trying to sell us on Syria. She's on a high right now because she's been there mere hours, but it will soon wear off enough. She'll be stuck inside 24/7, sweaty, withdrawing from green and junk food. War-torn paradise for Foodie. Yeah. Girl world, let's just kick back, sit in our bleachers, and watch all this stuff go down. Let's just watch it happen. I mean, she chose this, and she also chose to bring it to YouTube. All we have to do is sit back and let the misery fester, because it will fester. She's going to be mad, sweaty, hungry, her body craving the edibles. Ooh, she's prime. She's primed for a rage. And she's got to be careful raging over there, because that won't go over well. Okay, so Mrs. Girl says, I am just... Okay, so here's some information about Syria. Canada Travel Advisory, Syria. As of June 27th, 2025, the Canadian government lists Syria under the Avoid All Travel Advisory, the highest warning level. It strongly recommends against travel and urges any Canadians already in the country to leave if it is safe to do so. The advisory highlights risks such as ongoing armed conflict, terrorism, kidnapping, arbitrary detention and violent crime, especially in urban and rural conflict zones. Why it's so risky right now? Number one, active conflict and airstrikes. The conflict in Syria remains active, with frequent armed clashes and aerial bombings affecting civilian areas even after regime changes late in 2024. Terrorism and kidnapping risks. Terrorist groups operate within Syria, and incidents of hostage taking continue posing serious threats to foreign visitors. Oof. That guy right there, I'm like, that guy right there. And she flew there. People told her it's not a safe area, and she went there anyway because she just couldn't let go of Salah. Couldn't let go of this fake phony marriage that means nothing. Lori Koff says he's stressed out about me coming here. Imagine a walking ham dinner getting you kicked out of your residential and native countries. Yeah, I'm sure he's stressed out. But obviously the reason why he has you around, Foodie, is because of the money. Maybe he's not doing so well right now financially. And you're the only thing he's got as far as money-making opportunities. And that's why you're there. You both need each other for different reasons. You need a safe place to go to get away from the trouble that you caused in Kuwait and the trouble that you caused yourself in Canada. So you're utilizing him for that purpose to find a safe hideout, and he's utilizing you for your money. So you both need something, and you're both providing something from each other, but you're both stupid. Kristen says, Chantal says she can't access funds in her bank account while she's in Syria and is living off of Salah's money. If this is true, he has ultimate veto power over what she does and doesn't eat and when. She's going to snap. Told y'all. I told you. He's got the power. He's like He-Man. He's got the power. And she's not going to like it. She might put up with it for a day, but she's not going to put up with it for more than a day. Fat Cow Chronicles says, food shortages and what food there is very expensive. Good for you, Foodie. So here's something about Syria. Is Syria safe for Westerners? Food shortages are widespread and basic goods are extremely expensive if they are available at all. The humanitarian crisis has left millions, that's it, Foodie, listen to that word again, millions vulnerable, with daily life becoming increasingly difficult for those who remain. Syria is currently one of the most dangerous countries in the world for foreigners. Oh boy. Oh boy. DX says, yeah, this is not going to end well. She's already arguing with Salah and giving him attitude. She's convinced she'll be able to handle the heat. Good luck with that. You in the live, you guys are going to see her face is dewy with sweat. She looks like she's ready to burst, and things have just gotten started. Fat Cow says, travel advice from Canada. Is Syria safe for women? Syria, avoid all travel. Avoid all travel to Syria due to ongoing tensions in the region, the continued volatile security situation, armed clashes and airstrikes, criminality, kidnappings, and the threat of terrorism. Yeah, that's the place you want to go tour and stay. D. Angry Scott says, I'm guessing Foodie didn't get her recommended travel vaccines either. So here's some information about that. Vaccine recommendations and health risks. At least 8 weeks before your travel, check the latest vaccine recommendations for Syria. See where to get vaccines and whether you have to pay on the NHS travel vaccinations page. See what health risk you'll face in Syria, including cholera and malaria. Altitude sickness is a risk in parts of Syria. Read more about altitude sickness on Travel Health Pro. You know what? I'm going to go look that up. Give me 1 second. I want some information about that. Okay, I've heard of altitude sickness, but I wasn't exactly sure how it worked. So I want to show you guys some information about that, and then we'll go back to Twitter. I just put in the question, what is altitude sickness? So here's the definition of altitude sickness. Illness caused by ascent to a high altitude and the resulting shortage of oxygen, characterized chiefly by hyperventilation, nausea, exhaustion, and cerebral edema. And Chantal has a hard time breathing as it is. Yikes! Yikes, Foodie. Goodness gracious. Yikes. Someone that has a hard time breathing and they've had a history of blood clots in their lungs. Is this the place you should be? I don't think so. I really don't think so. D. Angry Scott says, Salah, I fact-checked your claim Syria has the best healthcare in the world and found it to be complete BS, as suspected. Foodie thinks the weight will just fall off because there's no fast food places. You know, she's such a food addict. If she can't get access to fast food, she'll eat whatever she can get her hands on because her addiction is demanding it. But let's watch the clip, and this looks like Milky Chai. So credit to Milky Chai.
Teardrop.
Yeah.
Teardrop. Y'all quit being so negative about Syria. That's how I think she sounds.
Okay, so what do we got here? Healthcare in Syria. The quality of healthcare has deteriorated significantly during the conflict. Many hospitals are no longer operating, and there are shortages of even the most basic medicines and medical supplies. The destruction of infrastructure means there are regular outbreaks of infectious diseases. Yikes. Just big yikes. Big yikes. And to think she actually flew there and she wanted that. Dystopian Moth says, I work for the Canadian government in Ottawa. I confirm there isn't a Canadian embassy in Syria. It is super dangerous to travel there, especially as a grotesque Western woman. She has no idea what she got herself into. That's her karma. Yeah, and what's going to happen to you, Foodie, if there's no Canadian embassy to go to? And you can't even use your money. How are you going to fly out if you need to? D. Angry Scott says Foodie is probably saying she's living off of Salah because she learned it was an issue. She was passing Salah her money in Kuwait. So is probably being extra careful. Y'all know since the consequences of breaking laws are massively different in Syria. This is another part of the recap courtesy of DX saying the longer this goes on, the more obvious it seems this is insane. She's talking about the constant power outages. Who cares if there's no power, no AC, few amenities? And she's talking about buying a car. Yeah, let's see it actually happen. Lori Koff says no AC, limited food and water, limited health care, nothing outside of your shelter cares about you. I guess Foodie went camping after all. Well, is this her idea of camping? I guess so. That's what she wanted to do. Fairy Nim says, I think she found out that she was going to stay in Canada until she learned that she could go to him when she suddenly had to get Smokey out. I think that's exactly when she knew. She started dumping everything to go there. Yeah, and that wouldn't be her first time. Whenever there's the possibility of being with a guy, she'll dump everything for that guy. Let's rewind the clock a little bit and let's think about Crackhead Olympics and Natter. When she wanted to be with Natter, and she knew that she couldn't bring Natter to the villa because Pete was there, and she couldn't kick Pete's out because Pete's name was on the lease. But how many times when she was really into Natter did she talk about, she could move out and Pete can get into a room and it'd be better for him. Like she just talked all kinds of mad trash about Pete and she'd rather be on her own and she would love to have the house all to herself so she could have wild, crazy sex on the stairs or something. Yeah. So every time a guy gets in the picture and she gets determined to be near that guy, she will literally dump everything in her life out the door and she will run to that man. It happened with Nader, and now it's happening with Salah. Sandy, what's a visa run quesadilla, says the chat is letting her have it, and you can literally see the fear in her eyes. This is crazy. Foop Olympic says, is this what life is like here? I've seen it all, basically. I think I can handle it. Chantal, it hasn't even been 12 hours. Yeah, you haven't even stepped out the door. You haven't even walked outside. You haven't been there a week and talked to anybody. So how do you know what it's like? You just showed up and you're going to stay in that house and you're probably not going to leave. But let's listen to the clip.
I'm with my family. I'm home, you know?
How the hell are you going to get home? Some funny comments. So
Women get kidnapped?
you always surprise me.
Yeah. I think there's some areas that are maybe less safe, but, you know, I'm Muslim and I'm with my husband, so I'm not.
Are there any banks? Yeah, there's local banks.
I don't know, Lilayla. If is this what life is like here? I've seen it all, basically, mostly. I mean, I think I can handle it. I don't sleep with a blanket and the fan. I'm actually cool. I was cold.
Again, this is her playing it up like it's no big deal. You guys are freaking out for no reason. She might have a day over there where she can't get access to food, like there is no food or water. And then what's she going to do? I guess we'll find out. Now, here's some interesting information courtesy of Donna saying, I was curious about something and Google answered me this way. So much for a PayPal bees, but I do think they'll be desperate enough to try it. Pay attention, Chantal. Yes, online begging is illegal in Syria. Here's what the information indicates. Syria is in the process of drafting new legislation specifically targeting begging, including electronic begging or online solicitation for money. Individuals who beg through electronic means like information technology face potential penalties of imprisonment, 6 months to a year, and fines 1 to 3 million Syrian pounds. I don't know what the currency conversion is. This new law aims to define legal penalties for beggars, as well as those who facilitate begging activities. The law also addresses the care, rehabilitation, and reintegration of homeless individuals and aims to protect society from crimes related to begging and vagrancy. Important note, while this new law is being drafted, the Syrian Observer notes that existing Syrian law already punishes begging, usually as a misdemeanor. So this law is going to be put into effect, Chantal, but until it is, there are still laws against electronic begging over in Syria. So I would not be begging for PayPal stuff there if I were you. Fat Cow says fast food withdrawals in just under 24 hours unless she's brought snacks with her. She is going to be miserable for many, many reasons. This is going to be a very short but entertaining arc. Oh, the misery by itself is going to push her out of Syria. She's not going to be able to deal. Like I said, she's not built from a Tupper cloth. She's a big old marshmallow. She can't take care of herself. She's not self-sufficient. She can't roll with the punches. She relies too much on technology and comfort to take care of her. Nana Spike T says, I swear, Salah could serve Foodie a slab of crap and tell her it was an expensive cut of meat, and she'd not only believe it, she'd eat it. She is absolutely dumber than I had thought. She's literally living in hell. Enjoy. As long as she's got her man, that's all that matters. Pegatha says, no one F with chins in real life in Syria. We deserve this arc so much. No insulin, spotty electricity, no Canadian embassy in Syria. Chantal has literally stuck the stick in her own spokes. Yeah, like, let her crash and burn. She needs to learn. It needs to happen. DX, who gives the recaps the lives on Twitter. This is part of the recap. DX says she's claiming that the tough conditions will help her get fit. Salah sounds annoyed already. Yeah, this is boring AF. She's being stubborn and delusional. I have to commute, so it might go slow. Another recap of that says this has already gone south. She's arguing with chat. The chat is arguing with chat, bragging you don't need vaccines for your pets in Kuwait, saying Syria is not dangerous and she doesn't need a CPAP if she loses weight. Wrong, Foodie, because I had a former roommate, a gentleman, that he used a CPAP and he was all about keeping it clean and all of that. And I was curious. I asked the question. I said, if somebody starts out on a CPAP for, say, sleep apnea, if part of the reason why they have it is weight and they lose weight and they get a bit healthy, will you still need the CPAP? And he said yes, because what the CPAP does is if you stop breathing in your sleep, it basically makes sure that you get oxygen into your body. So even if she lost a bunch of weight, she would still need her CPAP. Although she's not using hers the right way. She doesn't put water and stuff in it. She does hers without water. So I don't know how effective that is. But she doesn't like using the CPAP because she doesn't like the way it fits on her face and how it looks in front of Salah. Florida Salt and Sass says, LMAO, sorry, but I'd never be that desperate to travel to a war-torn area with limited health care and multiple chronic conditions for penis, or to say that I had a man. But I guess she's happy because she's back to have someone fetch her crap again. What I tell y'all, she looks at Salah as a possession, as an object. And in her mind, she paid for him, therefore he belongs to her. And she's not going to let go. She will hold on to him forever until either something happens to her and she's forced to let go, or he disappears into the wind and he ghosts her. That's the only way you get away from her, is if you force her to let go. Let's see. Fat Cow says Foodie Beauty must have transferred all of her money over to Salah while she was still in Canada before she left. She is totally reliant on him paying for stuff with her money. At least Salah didn't abandon Julia, although I am worried for her. I am worried for her too. I'm very worried, but I'm glad that she's not on the street. Lady Nuit Reacts posted this, more helpful information about, looks like stuff in Syria. Okay, so more stuff about Syria. Lack of infrastructure. Telecommunication, electricity disruptions are common. Disease. Risks of diseases like cholera, typhoid, hepatitis, tuberculosis, and rabies are present due to damaged infrastructure and limited healthcare. Legal and consular risks. No diplomatic presence. The Canadian government has suspended its operations in Syria, meaning there are no consular services available to assist Canadians in distress. Entry visa issues. Failure to obtain a legitimate entry visa directly from Syrian diplomatic missions abroad could result in detention. And she just said that she went around the block and down the corner to get into Syria. So that might come back and bite her in the butt later. Potential for repatriation difficulties. Canada has been reluctant to repatriate its citizens, including women and children who have traveled to Syria, especially if they are perceived to have links to extremist groups. This could mean being indefinitely detained in camps with harsh conditions. Ouch. In summary, moving to Syria as a Canadian woman is extremely dangerous proposition with significant risk to personal safety, freedom, and well-being. The Canadian government's avoid all travel advisory should be taken seriously. Well, too late now. She did travel and she's there, although I don't know if she's going to be able to get back home. And there's more stuff about Syria. So as you guys can see, there are security and safety risks, ongoing conflict and violence, terrorism, kidnapping and hostage taking, civil unrest and political tensions. It's just not a safe place to be. It's not. Perfectly Imperfect says, not Foodie Beauty out here trying to sell Syria like it's a hidden gem on TripAdvisor. Ma'am, this was not on my 2025 bingo card. You moved to a literal war zone for a man who won't even hold your hand in public. Yep, she's just that stupid and desperate. Don't Fence Me In says she fled Kuwait because her mouth kept getting her in trouble in Kuwait. I'm sure Syria is totally cool with a foul-mouthed Canadian woman spewing vile rhetoric about anyone that ticks her off while visiting Syria. This is going great. Good job, cutie. Now let's see how she keeps her temper and her mouth in check in Syria. Fat Cow says, ew, no running water means no flushing toilet and no bidet. Good news is the keyboard didn't make it. Oh, well, she's going to have a heck of a time over there. Okay, more information about Syria. Duchess of Langley says, Foodie Beauty sounds great. Smart move, Chantal. Okay, women must be accompanied by a male guardian to access public areas, and the HTS morality police can fine, shame, or detain those who violate the dress code. Women are confined to domestic roles, and those who challenge this are harshly punished, with activists and aid workers facing harassment, arrest, and intimidation. So as you can see, this it's of all the places to visit, Foodie. Okay, little palate cleanser. We need something positive after all that. Ducks walking on flower petals. Look. I got to turn off the music. Sorry. But look at the ducks. Look at the ducks. That is so beautiful. It's like a Monet painting. That looks like something Monet would paint. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And the ducks are liking it. How pretty. I just want to share that with y'all. I thought it was really pretty. Not everything on Twitter is bad. Percival says, imagine needing a medical evacuation and not being able to get it, all because you refuse to behave like an adult. Medical services and facilities. Basic medical care and medications are extremely limited throughout Syria. There are severe shortages of medical personnel, supplies, and equipment throughout the country. Large parts of the country rely on international organizations to provide medical assistance. You will likely need an emergency medical evacuation in case of serious illness or injury. However, it may be difficult to arrange evacuation due to the volatile security and political situation. Make sure you get travel insurance that includes coverage for medical evacuation and hospital stays. I don't know if she has it, but if she doesn't, she's in trouble. Okay, Sandy Quesadilla with the spreadsheet that makes Chantal so mad. The spreadsheet. Here's the updated spreadsheet. June 30th, 2025. Flew to Syria because she's freaking stupid. So that's the updated spreadsheet. And thank you for keeping track of all this, Sandy Quesadilla. We appreciate your spreadsheet. Sure do. MJK says, good luck, Foodie. Earning income through platforms like YouTube while on a tourist visa in Syria is highly unlikely and potentially problematic. Here's why. Tourist visas generally prohibit employment or earning income in the host country. Generating revenue from your YouTube channel, even if passive, could be considered a violation of your visa terms. Syria faces significant economic challenges and international sanctions. The political and economic situation makes it difficult for individuals to earn money legally. excuse me, according to New Lines magazine. In fact, it is reportedly impossible for ordinary Syrians to monetize a YouTube channel within Syria due to these sanctions. A work permit issued by the Ministry of Social Affairs and Labor is required for foreigners to work legally in Syria. Obtaining a work permit typically requires a job offer and a contract, which would not be applicable in the case of self-employment through YouTube. Violating visa terms can have serious consequences such as visa revocation and potential bars on future entry. In summary, while you might be able to create and upload videos attempting to monetize your YouTube channel while on a tourist visa in Syria, would likely be a violation of Syrian law and could jeopardize your visa status. It's crucial to adhere to the regulations of your visa and avoid any activities that could be construed as unauthorized employment. So, like, we're right back where we started, Foodie. You couldn't make money in Kuwait because you got in trouble. And really, you shouldn't be making money in Syria either. All right. Future Becky says, dropping in from my hiatus to say that Chantal making herself a Canadian refugee in Syria is the funniest and most ridiculous thing she's ever done. Well, let's not jump the gun on that. I mean, she might surprise you. I mean, yeah, this is in the top 5, but just when you think Chantal can't get any more stupid, she surprises us. So like, just wait and see. She'll surprise you again. Reality Check says, sure, Chantal, go ahead and film in public in Syria because you've seen travel vloggers upload videos from there. So that means it's safe to assume it's legal without so much as a 2-second Google search. Here's some more information. While Article 38 of the Syrian Constitution theoretically guarantees freedoms of speech and press, these rights are heavily curtailed in practice due to the state of emergency law, which allows authorities to arrest individuals for perceived threats to national security. The 2001 press law also grants the state broad control over media and prohibits reporting on sensitive topics like national security. The Syrian regime has been documented as cracking down severely on anyone caught filming in public, even just using cell phones, particularly during periods of civil unrest and protest. Possessing a camera in a public space has been criminalized by the regime. Furthermore, filming in Syria, especially as a journalist or as a foreigner, requires permits from the Ministry of Information, and even then, there are restrictions on what can be filmed, such as government buildings, military installations, or checkpoints. And Chantal, for the record, on her live has said that she's already filmed some of the, are they soldiers, personnel? She's already filmed those people. She said they were really nice. They're really nice. In short, while theoretically permitted in some circumstances, filming in public in Syria is highly restricted and carries the risk of severe repercussions from authorities. So you're going to whip your phone out and do stuff in Syria, Chantal? Are you going to F around and find out? Okay, so that's it for the Twitter peeps. That was a lot, wasn't it? That was a lot of information. There's a lot of information on Twitter, and that's why I do the Twitter peeps. So how about we just get into the live stream? I've got so much to say. I really do. Like, I can't believe she went to Syria, but at the same time, I do believe it because she is just that stupid. She is that stupid that she would fly all the way there for him. But let's get started with this, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Okay, how's that? Hi, guys! What's up? I'm loud. Tracy, YouTube lover. Hi, everybody. Hi. I look warm. Don't you like the dewy skin look though? Okay, I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten in like.
Wait, Dewey, babe.
Hi, sweet love.
I'm so irritated. I was hoping I would never have to hear his voice again or that ridiculous laugh. What are you doing in girl world, Chantal? We don't want to see nor hear him ever again.
King Beezer,
Hello, guys.
we are reunited at last. Come here, baby. And Juice as well. Hi, baby.
People want to see you.
Hi, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, sorry. I don't like being held. Oh,
She doesn't like being held by you. I thought you and Julia had a bond, Chantal. How is it that I have Queen Booger and she hops up in my lap and in my arms like curls up like a baby, and yet Julia doesn't want to do that with you? She hates you. That cat hates you. She is not bonded to you. You're only holding on to her for the sake of a storyline, but she does not like you.
guys, I'm in Syria. Okay, babe, so this is.
Habibti, welcome to Syria.
Thank you, Habibi. This is Jubin.
Yeah.
So YT Lover says, F the reaction channels. Was that supposed to be a gotcha, YouTube Lover? F the reaction channels? Nah. Now this is great. She's in Syria and she's in a place with no AC, and she's sweating her butt off and she's going to suffer. If she did this as a big middle finger to the reaction channels, here's the funny part of that joke. She gave herself an even bigger middle finger and making herself suffer for no random reason other than the fact she's an idiot.
And what's the green?
This is a Sfiha, by the way. Sfiha.
Asfiha?
Sfiha.
Sfiha.
Kind of fatire, يعني, the same.
It's like fatire.
Last trees.
Breezit says, I know the reaction channels are seething right now. I'm not. I am not seething. Why would I be seething? Why would I be mad? Why would I be mad about Chantal going to Syria? Why would I be angry about that? This is what she wanted to do. This is what she chose to do. And so she did it. She's in Syria with Salah. And she's going to be suffering big time because she's a comfortable little marshmallow who needs all the comforts of home just to feel okay. And she left behind all the comforts of home back in Canada. Now she's in a place with no air conditioning, which she absolutely needs. She's over there sweating. Look at her. She's covered in sweat. Her face is red. Like, I'd be worried about heat stroke, Chantal. And here's the thing. If you start to go into like symptoms of heat stroke, you can't even get into the shower and cool down because you guys literally have to buy water. And you're over there with no insulin. And you're over there with limited medical care, health care. Talk about setting yourself up for failure. And you chose this. Whether it was for Salah or to tick off the reaction channels, I'm not mad. I'm just sitting back over here spectating, reporting on the news. What you're going to do is what you're going to do. So I'm not mad about it. I'm like, you're the one that's put yourself in this suffering. And that to me is funny.
Bismillah.
But Syrian Sfiha is the best. This is the cheese, Juban.
Mm-hmm.
This is meat.
Yum. Oh, yeah. I'm going to try a bite of the meat.
And you got Beezers in the chat right now. They're all praising her. You're so brave. No, she's stupid. She's not brave. She's stupid. You're calling her brave? She's an idiot. She's going to a war zone. with all the conflict going on, where there's a lot of danger, and that's brave? No, that's just being a complete idiot and desperate.
Hi, Carolina.
Maybe the fan will be loud, right?
Is the fan loud? Oh, well, no.
So I don't know if Salah left Kuwait because of the mess in Kuwait, or if he was deported, but apparently he had to go back to Syria because he's Syrian, and Foodie decided to follow him.
Did I bring my water in here?
Tracy said, God, you are brave.
Do you want me to open these to try them with the no?
It's after it. You want to try it now?
No. I haven't had much of an appetite. You
Carolina
guys?
said that you are reunited. Yay.
Yeah. This is right. They don't have Diet Pepsi at the store we went to, and I'm really thirsty for something cold.
Speaking of water, Chantal, because water is important to human life, you can go weeks without eating, but you can only go 3 days without water. You have to actually buy water. And it would seem that supplies of food and water might be scarce. If I were you, I would be avoiding anything like large amounts of protein or anything with large amounts of sodium, salt on it, because all that's going to do is make you thirstier. And when you eat protein, your body needs a lot of water to just process it through and digest it. But knowing you, you're going to get all the salty stuff and all the protein and have to get more water.
It's like push, pull. Oh, I'll get that after. So, I'm sure you guys know, I have a lot of story time to tell. But at least I can go live in our sitting room. This is my first day. What in the world is going on? Wanda, thank you. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you, Carolina.
Oh, God, that laugh. Can we do without that laugh, please?
Life here, I mean, this is my first day in Syria, so it is very, 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 very different. But
Translation. It is very, 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 very different. And she's not lying. It is very different. But Chantal talk for that is, wow, I got here and I just found out all the things I have to do without. I don't know. I don't know if I could do without all those things. I'm going to try. That's what she means.
I'm so happy to be reunited.
Do you feel that you are Chantal in Wonderland?
Yeah. With the Cheshire cat here. Come see Mom. Charity bit Mom. I can't tell you like how much
I can tell you how much happy I am to see you.
Yeah, you really sound happy, Salah. I can hear the happiness in your voice.
Too sweet, love.
Like
Like
yeah, Julia, we miss you.
You can never say that I don't love you guys because the travel journey I just did is crazy. Okay, it is. So
Chantal, you said yourself while you were still in Canada that you're in the frame of mind that you just want your money to go for fun things, for food, for party favors. You don't want to spend money on rent. You're very resentful of spending money on bills and rent and necessities, although those are needed things. And trust me, there's not a single person in the world that wishes they didn't have to pay rent and bills, but we do it because we want a roof over our heads and we want a nice, comfortable life. It's just, you got to do it. You just got to. But I remember back in the day when you were making those big paychecks, you weren't complaining as much. And I think you're complaining more now because the less money you have in pocket, the more you're going to complain. You complain the loudest and the most when you're low on money. And I don't know if Salah realizes this, but next month's check from YouTube is going to be because you were gone for 2 weeks. And I don't know what you're making. I'm not in your pocket, nor do I care about your income. But because you were gone for 2 weeks and you weren't streaming much or doing much for the other 2 weeks, your paycheck is going to be really, 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 really small. Really small. Like you're not going to get much of anything from YouTube. So I would imagine that you're going to try to do some feedy stuff on the side to compensate for that. But if he's expecting a big paycheck from YouTube next month, it ain't going to come. Guaranteed it won't.
Good, Cleo.
We came to Syria now after the war finished.
Yeah, it's a lot safer, mashallah, than it was.
I was watching the rockets and
The missiles.
and the aircrafts, the missiles on top of me. In the
Did
sky.
Julia,
Wallah.
did Julia watch with you? Did Julia watch the missiles with you?
No, it was inside in the house.
So okay, let me fix my hijab. Okay, so hold on. Let me put this.
Why are we turning it off? What are you doing? Turn it back on.
Okay. So this is really good, babe.
So Stinky Peterson says, I cannot believe you have made so many poor choices in your life that you've ended up here. Well, believe it, Stinky. Here we are. Proof positive. It's right there in front of you. She's made so many bad choices that once upon a time in a land far away known as Canada, when she started out on YouTube, she had a home. She had her cats. She had a roommate. Life was okay. And then she started really making bad choices. She hooked up with Nader. Bad choices all over the place with that. And then she went to Salah. More bad choices. Bad choices in Kuwait. Snatching kittens off the street from their mothers and using them to grift, which has led her to where she is right now. Like the corner in which she keeps placing herself just gets tighter and tighter and smaller and smaller. I don't know where she's going to end up next.
Like imagine you lay down, look at the sky, you see the missiles and the sound of the aircrafts going to bombing the other.
I'm sorry. If I was in a place where I could see missiles going off, I'd be getting out of there quickly. I wouldn't say, "Oh, I need to stay here." No, I'd be getting gone quick.
Well, yeah, it's awful. No AC. There's because of the power, like so Syria, because you guys know, long history of it's a war-torn country, so they're just starting to rebuild. U.S. lifted sanctions on Syria 2 days ago. I know. Thank you, Yoma. So they're rebuilding their infrastructure, including electricity. When I first got here, you know, Salah's like, there's no water. Like we needed to refill water tank and stuff like that. So it's very different from the West, but it's a different way of life. It's not necessarily worse to me. Like, honestly, guys, I've been so spoiled my whole life. I'm like,
That's true.
if I have to rough it, like whatever, you know, like I think it'll be healthy for me, honestly. Like I've already done more exercise in like, you know, a couple
How and when? You just got there. What do you mean you've done more exercise? What exercise have you done? You just traveled. That's exercise to you?
days of traveling here and then being here that I ever have, like, you know, so
It was a 9-hour flight. Be quiet.
um
And you probably slept most of the way. Where's the exercise?
you're gonna die there. Mm-mm. The people here are so nice.
Mark says, why make life tougher than it has to be? Because that's the Foodie Beauty way. That's what she does. If she had paid off her taxes or set up a payment plan while she was in Canada, she wouldn't have to leave Canada. The government would have worked with her and said, okay, as long as you're giving us some money, we'll leave you alone. But the moment you stop giving us money, that's where there's going to be a problem. So she stopped giving the money, or she doesn't want to give up her money because she's stingy and stupid. She would rather fly to another country to get away from the tax man and put herself in suffering rather than do the smart thing and just work out something with the government and go from there. Like, she's just so dumb when it comes to her money.
Thank you, Cleo. Thank you, guys. Babe, the meat one is the best.
Wallah.
It's like meat.
Eggs on Legs says you aren't capable of roughing it. You have serious health problems. Exactly. Not exactly teardrop, but exactly. She got serious health problems, high risk for anything happening, and she's going to go somewhere where there's no solid system in place that if something happens to her, she'll be taken care of. She just said, screw it. I want to be with Salah. I don't care about anything else.
And they put some kind of pomegranate, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. This is amazing to me. Canada advisory, avoid all travel. When do I ever do what I'm told to do? Okay. When? I'm a rebel.
And that's part of her problem. She's still got that almost teenager way of thinking. I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel, y'all. I'm 41 years old and I'm acting like a rebel. How pathetic. How pathetic that you still think like that, Foodie. You're 41 years old. I'm a bad girl. I'm a rebel. I'm not going to do what people tell me to do. I'm going to do the exact opposite and put myself in suffering and go to a war-torn country where it's absolutely dangerous for me to be. I'm a rebel. I'm a bad girl. So stupid.
Yes. No, I can't act like I'm in Canada here, but
Nope. Now, what happened to that? So Rosie Rose 29 says, you said you couldn't do modesty laws. Yeah, she said that. And she also said that she wanted to go home to Canada because she wants to be able to say what she wants to say. The last stream she did in Kuwait, didn't she say that? She said, I can't take it. I need to get out of here. I want to go back to Canada where I can just say what I want to say because I know I have a problem with keeping my mouth shut. I run my mouth. And where is she now? Syria. So make that make sense. If you're someone and you know that you are rebellious, if you've got a big mouth, if you run your mouth, if you have a temper, should you be going to Syria? No, but she did.
all along the streets, we were walking back to our house, olive trees, like with olives on them. Like, I can't believe it. Hi, Vanessa. Like, just olives. Like, really.
And knowing you, Chantal, you'll probably go up to all those trees and pick all the olives off because you like your olives.
Beautiful olive trees.
Zaytun.
Zaytun. Salah, I've been thinking about you. How wonderful to hear your voice, YouTube lover. Illegally Blonde, I love you too. Crazy people. Love will find a way.
Eggs on Leg says you have serious health concerns and are in a country that is precarious at best. You will laugh until you have a serious concern and can't get home. I'm going to say something, and this is not me wanting this to happen. I just want you guys to know that. But I am honestly, seriously wondering if that's the plan for Foodie. That she's just going to go gangbusters until something happens. Like, she doesn't care about her health. Obviously, that's true because she's in Syria. She's just going to do what she wants to do until either she has a heart attack or a stroke, and then the story's over. Maybe that's what she wants. Maybe that's what she's intending.
Thank you all, guys, for the nice words.
If I have a health issue, I mean, I think, honestly, I'll be more active, eating less. There's no fast food here. There's no such thing as a fast food chain here.
Then what the heck are you eating?
Local food.
Yeah. I mean, Pepsi is not great, but honestly, I haven't eaten in like a million hours. I swear. Teardrop, hi. Hello.
I feel that when Chantal was in Canada, that she re-upped at least some of her medications. Maybe she couldn't get the insulin that she needed, but she re-upped her metformin and maybe the other things that she takes. But if she did that before she traveled, she's only got a certain amount of those. So she has to go back and get another supply later. She can't be there for long, long periods of time.
Okay.
Juice.
And I'm sure that the Beezers that are in Chantal's chat, the Foodies, the ones that love to see her eat fast food, they're going to be mighty disappointed in the days to come because she's not going to be able to come online with desserts and fast food and BK and KFC and Taco Bell and eat for their pleasure.
Baby.
She just got dry food.
Chantal, I love this with love. Syria is not Kuwait. Stuff gets crazy there real quick. What about your health? Thank you guys. Honestly, until I traveled to the Middle East, I never realized how much Western media makes you think that this place is like super dangerous.
Yeah.
The people are, you know what I mean? It's Wanda. I promise you, I'm not afraid at all. Like, people already have been so nice and welcoming. Yeah, we're going to go out for sure. We're going to have time to do that. That's King Beezer Teardrop.
You know, Chantal, I know nothing of the Syrian citizens. I know nothing of them. I know nothing of Syria. And I'm not trying to say anything bad about Syria because I don't know Syria. I don't know the people there. I'm sure there are nice people there, very welcoming people, but you need to be careful because you might become a target. If they see you as a Western woman, if they find out that you got money, you might be a target.
Teardrop.
Because Day 2 DeVito, yes, Jackie, thank you. I have another chance right now, so I'm not going to mess that up. Just be careful, yeah.
Live and let peace.
Yeah.
Stinky Peterson again saying, I genuinely cannot believe the way you live your life, your poor family. Yeah, especially this last trip. All the money I'm sure her family spent on her just trying to make a new life for her, and she purposely screwed that up. She knew what she was doing. Chantal knows about the Kiwi farmers, and she knows about the reaction channels, and she knows about Girl World. I feel she self-sabotaged on purpose because she wanted to be out of there. I feel that mom helped her get into an apartment, money was spent, effort was made, and Chantal knew what she was doing by doxing herself in that apartment, showing the entire place, knowing that what it was going to lead to because she wanted to be with Salah. So yeah, her poor family for trying to help her.
I'll have one more. For now. They're very good. They're not as strict here. They're still, like, the government is still stabilizing and all that stuff. So, yeah, I can film. Actually, since they've opened up to tourism again, like the Damascus airport is now open again.
Chantal, I just showed stuff on Twitter. Do you have a work permit to earn income on YouTube? Do you have permits to film around in Syria? I don't think you have permits for anything. So if it's found out that you are doing YouTube content and making money on YouTube, And especially if you go outside the home and you're filming things without a permit for that either, you're going to get in serious trouble.
I know what it's like to really love someone. Yeah, you can't say I don't love these guys because I'm telling you, you're experiencing the real Middle East now. Thank you, Taba. It's beautiful. Guys, this to me is exciting, okay? Like, when I was, okay, let me tell you my travel story. So I had to travel with Turkish Airways. So I had to do 9.5 hours from Montreal to, hey, Nicole, Turkey. And then I had a 12-hour layover in Turkey. 12 hours.
Long time.
Yeah.
But you're brave, babe.
Thanks, babe.
The cheese.
Yes, Harper Ann. Actually, I like the meat more.
Okay.
I don't know why.
That's good.
More proof your marriage is real. Yes. Well, I had to show the marriage thing to get even. Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. Now, then after my 12-hour layover, I had to fly from Turkey to Beirut, which is Lebanon. By the way, the drive from Lebanon to the Syrian border, then I had to have somebody, like a taxi service, kind of like somebody Salah knew anyways, but they're like registered to help you with immigration and stuff too. So he picked me up at the airport in Beirut, drove me. It was like 3 a.m. when I finished getting my bag from Beirut. The drive from like Beirut to the Damascus border, like Beirut. Have you been to Lebanon?
No.
It is gorgeous. Like it's all hills. Like, and then even
Stinky Peterson says, so no AC and no fast food. How long will Salah be able to handle you? It's going to get ugly quick. Just wait a couple more days, y'all. Couple more days. I give it 5 days. Less than a week. And it's going to get so unbearable, she's going to want to go somewhere else.
even Syria too. When you come
here
in,
also.
all hills.
And valleys,
Yeah.
springs,
Yeah.
rivers,
Yeah.
everything, ocean even.
Thanks, Deirdre. Hey,
Too many greens, nature here also. We can take them and show them outside one day.
Oh yeah. We're gonna take you guys. Actually, it's not as hot. It's not nearly as hot as Kuwait. It's like more like Canada weather.
It's cool air,
And why do you have multiple fans on you if it's not that hot?
but the sun is
Hot during
hot,
certain times. Like right now, it's already cooling off.
Mm.
We just have a big fan.
just from 10 to 3 p.m.
That, I'm sorry, Chantal, I can't see the fans around you, but it sounds like multiple fans going on. That sounds like more than one fan.
The heat.
Yeah.
Yes, snowing here, yeah. In the winter season,
No way.
there's snow in Syria, yeah.
Hi, Ida. No AC. The electricity here, because they're rebuilding the grids, goes off every. How does the electricity
We
work?
use solar
Oh,
energy.
so, but the government gives you a certain amount of electricity per day.
It comes about 1 hour. Every 5 hours, you have 1 hour only.
1 hour of electricity. Y'all catch that? She said 1 hour of electricity, and then after that, they're on solar power.
So every 5 hours, 1 hour of electricity. But you can pay extra for solar power.
No, solar. This is for you. You will buy it, and you will maybe bring a company. They can install it for you.
Okay.
Yeah, all from the roof upstairs, and then they connect it with cables to your house, and will stay with you forever. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it's more, Save money and
Yeah, it's economical.
yeah, it's practical, useful like this way.
Yeah. Even you're getting used to this life because you were born and raised in Kuwait, so it's new life for you too. But
Yeah, but I don't think he want to go back to Syria. Or he's Syrian. I don't know if he was born there, but he's Syrian. I don't necessarily think that he wanted to be in Syria, Chantal. That was not the plan when he met you. The plan when he met you was to get a bunch of money from you and end up in Canada. That's why he stuck around for so long. He's not a happy camper. He wanted to go to Canada. And he ended up everywhere else except Canada. And he didn't even get a whole bunch of money for his trouble. You barely give him anything.
buy a solar power generator. Yeah. Is that what we have? Solar?
Yes.
Yeah, because we have the electric will go out and then he presses something and it goes back on.
But during the solar, you cannot use AC or something strong.
Yeah.
Unless it's an inverter.
Yeah. As I can use my CPAP and the fan, that's all I need. Going to melt. Actually, Trixie, it's not as bad. It's not like Kuwait weather. It's not desert like, Are women allowed to? Yes, it's not like that at all. There's a lot of non-hijabi, more open. I'm in Syria.
There's too many religions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not what you guys think at all. Yes, Carolina. Hey Mary, would you say Syria is safe? I would say, if you
I wouldn't say that.
guys go look at, there's still a lot of unrest in the Middle East there, but it's not, I mean,
The things is getting better and better.
Yeah. So the way you can tell that is they never used to have tourism flights coming in and out of Damascus before now.
I have a question. So now they're in Syria. Why isn't Salah showing himself on camera yet? What's up with that? He didn't want to show himself in Kuwait, but he's out of Kuwait. So why can't he show himself with her in Syria?
Now they do. If you look at travel vloggers, a lot of them are coming in 2025 to Syria.
Who? Name some names.
And they all love it. Look at Mark Weens. He did, if you watch his videos, he did a food tour of Syria. My family was really...
And I'm sure that before he went to Syria, he took the proper steps and made sure that he had a work permit, that everything was above board, that all the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed so that there would be no trouble. But did you do that, Foodie? Did you get the proper work permits to do your YouTube content? Did you go to the proper channels? I don't think you did.
My mom was like worried. Like because if you've never come here, you don't really know the vibe. And
How you would do something like that?
I'm sorry, but I'm not buying this story. Because if Foodie went back home to Canada with the intention of seeing Salah, why go through all the trouble of getting an apartment? She wasn't even there for 30 days. If her mom knew that Foodie was basically en route to go to Salah, why not just rent her a motel room for a week? Why go through all the trouble of looking on Facebook Marketplace and getting an apartment? An apartment or a house is a much more permanent thing. So why not just rent a motel room and then get gone when your time there is up? None of this makes sense.
yeah. I know. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that like it's, perfect here yet or anything. It's just, it's different. But Julia's here. She's in the window. Baby. She was so happy to see me.
No, she wasn't. She was like, God, she's back again? I thought we got rid of her. Why is she here?
The minute I came in, I started petting her. She bit Mom.
Yeah, that's showing love. As soon as she sees you, she's biting you. She don't like you. She does not like you.
She bit mom.
Yep.
The streets in Syria need a lot of efforts
Julia's revenge. You touch me, you're gonna get bit.
and work.
Actually, I don't find it that bad.
Compared to me and Queen Booger over here, I could go to the bathroom, y'all. Just go into the bathroom. Just go in the bathroom. And as soon as I come out, Booger's acting like I've been gone for 2 years. She's all over me and rubbing on my legs. Like, where you been? I'm like, I just went to the bathroom. That's it. I just went to the bathroom. She's stuck on me.
God.
In some spots only, not all, because you know the war happened here.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna
it's
see.
something normal.
Yeah. There's a lot of beautiful old cafes, and then you'll see, you know, like a old Roman column sticking out of it. Like there's a lot of ancient ruins and
15 years war
Yeah.
in Syria.
yeah.
So you must expect these things happen to the
And I'm going to say this because I care for Julia. Chantal, I don't know how hot it is in that apartment, house, room, whatever it is you got going on. But understand that animals can overheat just like people. And she's a long haired cat, which means she's going to be hotter than normal. So I would advise, for the sake of Julia, that if it gets really hot in there, to get a washcloth or something and like rub it over her fur and cool her down so she doesn't overheat. I don't know what the floors look like, but if you notice that she's like, say, laying in the bathtub or laying on the tile floor, she's trying to keep cool. So if you see behaviors like that, like she is really, really hot, put it like rub her down with a cold, wet cloth and cool her down a bit so she can be more comfortable. And thank you.
things to the streets.
Yeah.
To every
The electric, the internet is like 4G here, but
the signal sometimes is bad.
Yeah.
Depends on the spot. Sometimes it go for 3G.
Yeah.
3G.
Dang, Stinky Peterson just keeps making the comments today. Stinky Peterson says you would move into the sewer if there was a man there to make decisions for you. Yes, she would.
4G, but there's no 5G. 5G?
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. They tried once in Damascus.
Babe, would you be a doll and get up some water for me? Could I have some
Water.
Biddy,
There it is. There's the baby voice. Notice how quickly she switched from talking normal to the baby voice. Babe, can you give me some water? Babe. There's the baby voice. Ooh, I hate that baby voice.
Friendly
Please.
mic?
Yeah. How many hours was the flight, Nicole asked? So 9.5 to get to Beirut. And then it was only an hour and something, max like an hour and a half to get from Turkey to Beirut. Yeah, Julia did travel with Salah. He did. He was an awesome cat dad, guys. He,
Thanks, babe.
yes, I understand what I'm doing.
You know, I think the only reason why Salah held on to Julia, not because he was deeply attached to and bonded to Julia, but he knew that Chantal would want to see Julia and he can kind of use Julia to get Chantal there and to give him her money. Like using that as a hook to get her to come back over to him. And boy, does she look demented right there. Holy crap, her eyes. Like, did you take something? Why are your eyes so glassy?
Really, yo mama?
It's been a
Thanks.
long trip.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Julia.
yeah, because we wanted to eventually be like, I wasn't going back to Kuwait. So
Exhausting to care of
oh, yeah, I can imagine.
yourself and cat with you,
Yeah,
and long ways traveling from bus to planes.
oh, poor baby. But she was sedated. He gave her some sedatives. The vet. Eh?
Yeah, on the plane. On the plane.
Yeah. You guys, we have to show you how they fill up gas here. I saw one gas station though, a fuel station, but mostly it's people on the side of the road with big
Chantal, I really wouldn't recommend filming anybody in Syria. I don't think it's a good idea to film people in Syria. You don't know who you're filming. You don't know who they're affiliated with. You don't know if they're military personnel. You know, an entire country is not your recording studio. And the people walking around are not just free content for you. I don't think that would be smart, filming people without permission.
big jugs, like, you know, like water, oil jugs full of gasoline, and then they have a funnel and they fill your car with it. It's pretty cool. Hi, Judy. Outside of Damascus, there's some areas that are not as safe as others. Please act accordingly. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, they're not as strict about like laws like that here yet. But no, I'm definitely being on my best behavior. Hey, Linda, welcome to Recent Peace. I do regret that about like Kuwait, but like, yeah. No, we're not kicked out.
Well, if you're not kicked out, why don't you go back? Why did Salah leave Kuwait for Syria, where he did not want to be? Why didn't he just stay there? And why didn't you meet him in Kuwait? But neither one of you are in Kuwait right now. You're someplace else. So what happened? Did he get deported, or did he leave himself before he got deported? And why can't you both go back there?
Be sure to update registration of Canadian abroad. Oh, yeah, I forgot to do that. Yeah, there's no Canadian embassy or consulate here.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, there is?
No, there isn't. There is no Canadian consulate in Syria. Stop lying to her, Salah.
Oh. Yeah, we have a car with really good AC. So if I ever want AC, actually, we just got back. Do you want more food, hon? I'm full.
Syria and Sherry.
They have pharmacies everywhere. Yeah. I have my medication, actually. I have medication with me for a while, so. Breezes.
The best health care in the world in Syria, by the way.
And he's lying again. The best healthcare in the world. Lies.
Really?
With decent prices.
Yeah. True.
The doctors here, very smart.
Oh, nice.
With guarantees, full guarantees here.
So Nubby Goat Volpe says, for a while. Okay, what about in 3 months? What are you going to do about the meds? She might have 3 months worth of medication, but then after that, then what? You got to go back home again.
Good, good, good. I'm not dainty yet. Watch the pounds I drop living here. Just watch.
Jutsi and the mule.
You know, that might actually happen. If Chantal stayed in Syria, where there is no fast food, according to her, and there's no fast food apps, there's no Postmates, there's no Uber Eats, there's not temptation all over the place, she might actually drop some weight. But that's the question, isn't it? How long she's going to stay? Because I don't think she's going to stay that long. I think the temptation of fast food and green products and her starting to think about all the things she's missing, all the comforts of home, is going to drive her out of there. And she's going to go batty. And Salah's going to go batty dealing with her. I don't think she's going to stay long.
Just watch. Did your husband bring your stuff over from Kuwait? Some of it. Did you really bring my elephant pants?
Yeah. Wait.
No. Yeah, our place is a mess because, like.
Yeah, Stinky Peterson says the Canadian embassy in Syria has suspended operations. Don't listen to Salah. There we go.
Skin teeth. We've never been to Syria. Salah's been as a kid, but.
And teenager also.
Oh. I'm just gonna be right back.
Again?
I missed a super chat. Nicole, congratulations. I love seeing you this happy. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. I'm a little worried. I know you guys are going to be worried.
Yeah, and that's exactly what she wants. Chantal wants people to worry over her. She wants her beezers to worry over her. Because as long as they're worried over her welfare, they'll tune in and keep watching. Because they'll always be wondering, did something happen to Chantal? Is she all right? She uses worry, stress, and concern to get views, to get people to tune in, to get people to subscribe to her. She likes attention. She likes to be the center of attention. And as long as people are worried, she's going to get the attention and she might make the money. She's using the wrong things to grow her channel and to make money.
Why not go to Thailand? Honestly, I don't. I like the middle. I really love the Middle East. So, yeah. Honestly,
I think there's one reason why she won't go back to Thailand. She could go back there, but remember the mess that she made in the room and she got caught doing it? She defecated in her bed and she was going to leave it for housekeeping to find. And before she left, they checked her room and they found that, and they were none too happy. But I think the biggest reason why she's not going back to Thailand, other than the fact that maybe word may have gotten around about her, about what she did, Thailand has changed things around to where you can't get the green products anymore, as I understand it. And she really wants those green products. I'm sure that was an added bonus to her Thailand trip. So Thailand isn't as appealing as it once was.
Okay, let me buy a keyboard.
oh yeah, crazy frog bees in Syria.
No crazy frog in Syria. No, ma'am. No, we don't want to hear it. No, thank you.
A permanent residence. I don't know yet, Nicole. No, he didn't. Your mama bring the keyboard.
Thank goodness. He didn't bring the keyboard, y'all. We're safe.
I can't, Mama. I cannot.
No, he couldn't travel with Julia and all his stuff, and no. Unfortunately.
Yes, even in the airport, I had too many luggage.
Yeah.
Overweight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I paid extra.
Jeez. Hey, Rosie. Welcome, salam, Amanda.
So Liliana Crespelia says, I doubt Chantal would fly all those hours and give up a lot of her belongings to travel if she and Salah weren't going to be serious about being together. Well, she's serious about possessing him and owning him and treating him like an object. And he's okay with that because he's allowing it. But she's invested a lot of time and money into Salah, and she doesn't want to look like a loser by letting go when she should let go. So this isn't about love, Liliana. This is not about love. She doesn't love him. He doesn't love her. They are two desperate losers who need each other for different reasons. She needs a safe place to hide out from all the trouble that she's caused in Kuwait and in Canada with her taxes, with all the stuff in Kuwait with the kitten. And he needs someone around to pay the bills. So she's got the money and he can act as her caretaker. This is a business relationship, strictly transactional. No emotions involved. It's just you need me, I need you, let's work together, and that's it.
Most dangerous impulsive decision? I don't know about that. It depends on your perspective. Honestly, I really feel... Hey, Tina. Thank you. If she goes missing, no. No, they're really not. Honestly, there's like military dudes with big guns at every stop, like everything, and they're so nice. They're really nice.
To protect.
They're there to protect, not to oppress. Yeah.
To protect the people only.
Yeah. Seriously, they're really nice. So there's no fast food. No. There's chips and like we bought some chips. I haven't had like just these from the corner store there, but it's too hot to be hungry.
And especially like there's ladies that this Salam alaikum.
Oh yeah, if there's ladies in, yeah, because if he sees there's a lady in the car, just waves you off right away. Yeah, and because there was a car with like a guy in the front, and they stopped him and were like checking his car out.
Yeah, to make sure that everything's safe.
Yeah, and we were waiting behind, so he said, "Just go around." Yeah, it's now Syria, like I said, Lebanon, Syria, so gorgeous countries. I wish I was able
Yeah, and also similar.
very similar.
Yeah, similar.
Except that I saw when I was driving through Beirut, so many so many churches.
Mm.
I only saw one mosque.
The major of Lebanon.
Yeah. But I wish I was able to drive through in the day so I could film because it's really gorgeous. Can we see Juice? I showed her at the beginning. Can I show her in the window? Well, we can't really see her.
She hides behind the curtain.
Yeah, she's hiding behind a curtain. She'll probably come out later. Just rewind to the beginning. I haven't. Yeah, I haven't had shawarma yet.
There's rooster and birds.
Yo, I'm predicting something, y'all. Like this whole thing with Salah, it's going to be in phases. This is phase 1 where she's been away from him and she's been out of sorts because she didn't know what he was doing, who he's talking to. She wasn't able to control him. This is phase 1 where she's happy because she's happy to be close to him again. And she's feeling that I'm close to you, hi. But then after that wears off, it's phase 2. She's going to start to get annoyed with him. She's going to start giving him attitude. He's going to start giving her attitude. So she's still floating on the, hi, I miss you, and you've been away for so long vibe. But that vibe is quickly going to change.
Oh, yeah. Rooster. I know I heard a rooster when I came here. I'm like, where? The olive trees. You're moving to Beirut, Tina. Living in a place with no laws. I think there's laws. Avoid all travel. Yes, I know. They have to say that, Vanessa, because, they're responsible for all Canadians' well-being. So, but I really don't think that, it's how people think. My family was worried, but they know me and they know that they say basically that I just do whatever makes me happy. And that's true,
Translation, what your family was trying to tell you was that going to Syria, not smart. But you being who you are, you being defiant and rebellious, there's no way they can stop you. So what can they do? Like they're hands off with this thing.
There's no government to enforce. Yeah, well, it's in transition kind of. So it's being reestablished basically. But I feel like 100% safe. Yeah, I don't want to walk around alone, but we can show you guys out. Yeah. Yeah, I know who is you. It's not a life for everyone, that's for sure. I get that.
It's a tough life here.
It's a very tough life. But so what? I have to rough it for a while, honestly. Like,
Like my internet now is 3G, for example. The signal comes and goes.
3G. Honestly, as long as I have my family, I'm like, I don't care.
That's not your family. He's not your family. Salah is not your family. You keep saying that. As long as I have my family, your family was back in Canada and you left them behind to be with Salah. You left your real family for a cat and a guy that doesn't care about you. Neither one of them are which attached to you. They're better off without you.
I'll live in a dirt hut. I don't care. You ain't tough. I'm tougher than you think. I don't know.
We'll prove it. Let's see how long you can last doing all of this. I give it less than a week.
Many people that could do the journey I just did. I had to sit in like immigration at the Syrian border.
Am I supposed to feel sorry for you? You chose to fly over there, that long flight. You made that choice. Nobody could survive what I just did. Oh, yes, they could. But here's the thing. Most people would be smart enough not to make that journey if they didn't have to. You chose that on your own for the sake of being around a guy who really doesn't care about you. He cares about your paycheck. So you really haven't survived anything, Chantal.
For like ever. It was interesting. Babe, at the Syrian office so basically my flight came like at like 2:30. By the time we got in the car and everything, the taxi.
They open the border
6.
6 a.m.
Yep.
Thank you, Teardrop.
Thank you, Teardrop. So basically everyone just like at like maybe 5:30, everyone just like pulls up their cars to the gate, runs to the door. So I'm like running with this taxi guy to help me with the immigration.
Yeah, but they finished direct quickly, right?
It wasn't long.
Yeah,
It was maybe 10 minutes.
nice.
Yeah.
Doesn't take long time.
Yeah. Well, there's one part, they go and stamp your passport, then you have to drive a bit, go into another office. That one took a bit longer. I think they were verifying like our marriage certificate and stuff. Yeah. So.
Because as
Nicole.
you have to show it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they're like, why are you here? Stephanie, kinda. It's kind of, I don't want to say lawless, but kinda. Yeah, Teardrop. So we have a really big place right now, but I don't know. Like Salah has a house, so we're trying to transition into that. Get it ready and stuff.
Building the solar.
Yes.
One moment, y'all. Okay, let's keep going with Chantal.
Yeah. How does your husband provide for you? He's got enough money. Don't worry. No one's business.
My business is still running in Kuwait. It's working still.
But there's also like it's really, really, really affordable to live here.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends. Some things like gas is expensive, fuel is expensive, like Canada. You got to pay. Like somebody came knocking at our door, needing money for our water and stuff like that. Like that's not only $7 for a whole tank of water. Like, fondue, welcome to our recipes. Anyway, I'll do definitely.
Cloudy says, you seem concerned, but trying not to show it. I think she is concerned. She has right to be concerned, but then again, she put herself in literally the line of fire.
We'll vlog and stuff like that. I don't know if we can go out and live stream because of the stability of the internet. Might not be reliable, but in this room, I have pretty good internet to do lives. So I could do lives at home, but I'll do vlogs,
Nubby the goat says, you understand it's cheap there because they've been in war and unrest. This is not good, Chantal. Like all that Chantal cares about right now is, can I go somewhere? Can I hide from the trouble that I caused myself in Kuwait and Canada? Is there cheap food? Is everything cheap? She looks at a place and if it's cheap, that's attractive to her. But she doesn't do her homework and research, why is it cheap? Why is it so cheap there? What's going on there? Should I be concerned? Like all she knows is, can I get cheap food? Can I live cheaply there? If so, that's where we're going.
I'm showing you guys Syria and stuff. No electric. There is electric, but whenever it turns off from what the government gives you, we just switch it to solar. When I got here, I had a nap with my CPAP, so you can film here. There's tons of vlogs. Tons of vlogs. All the travel vloggers are coming here. It's not as bad as people think at all. And you can't convince people unless they come here. I didn't feel unsafe whatsoever. Everyone's been so nice.
So, who's spreading the rumors about like the dangers here?
Well, the Western media.
Uh-huh.
Because even me, before I came here, I was like, I thought everyone in the, like, you think Syria, you immediately just think ISIS. That's what you think.
No way.
That's what everyone, you know what I mean? But it's not, you know. If the electricity goes out with my CPAP, I have to sleep when I have electricity. That's it. Right?
No.
Can we see Iraq? It's next door. No one's. Yes, look up all the travel vlogs. Look up travel vlog Syria 2025. That's how I prepared to come here. I watched all the vlogs. I'm traveling the world. Yeah. Al Qaeda who killed. Yeah, there is still a lot of. There was recently some attacks on like a church here and stuff like that. But look in the Canada and US. There's a shooting every other day. So I mean, it's not like Syria is an isolated case of there being violence. You know. Jessica.
So farts are us says, how do we know you're in Syria and not in Kuwait? Yeah, because rule number 1, Chantal lies. Rule number 2, Chantal tells on herself, and if she doesn't tell on herself, people find out that she lies, they expose her, and then she confesses the truth. So we don't know exactly where she is. She's saying she's in Syria, but we need concrete proof. I'm not taking her word for it. She could be anywhere for all we know.
How do we know you're in Syria and not Kuwait? Sus. I guess you don't really until we show you around, but
They can know from the
electric outlets.
plug.
The plug, yeah. No,
Yeah.
because they don't really remember probably what it looks like in Kuwait.
Oh.
Granny, yay, good to hear Salah's laugh again. Chantal has become a world traveler. I wish you guys the best. Thank you, Granny. Oh, yeah, I put my body through a lot the past couple days, traveling for like 2 days straight.
You chose to put your body through a lot. And given your health issues, you shouldn't be traveling at all. Your butt should be going to the hospital and getting yourself checked out. You've had a history of blood clots in your lungs, pulmonary embolisms, which you should be on blood thinners for, and you chose to fly. That's not counting your high blood pressure, your high blood sugar, your diabetes, the enlarged heart, the extreme fatty liver, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. You got all that stuff going on at the same time, and maybe there's more stuff that we don't know about.
Oh,
So you knowing some of that stuff or all of that stuff, you chose to keep traveling versus stay in Canada and get yourself well.
man.
Thank you, WNC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I've seen a lot of women without either niqab, hijab. More, you know, it depends. It's more open that way here. No, my kidneys are not hurting because the past couple days I've done a lot of drinking water and a lot of exercise. I feel good. Not eating that much, which is good for me right now. Just eating, you know, no, I didn't feel like my life was fulfilling. Like I did it. I went back to Canada, got my own place on my own.
No, you didn't get that place on your own. Tell the truth. Mom helped you. Mom had to help you because no landlord is going to give a lease to somebody with bankruptcies on their record, especially an active one. Mom had to co-sign, tell the truth. And mom helped you with the money. And you screwed your family over by leaving like you did.
Did everything, you know? And it was depressing. Like, I don't feel like that life is for me right now. I feel restless. Like, I want to go out and explore and challenge myself, you know?
You don't want to do that. You don't like to move. And you hate when you do have to move. So your mom helped you get that into that apartment because she wanted you to stay. She wanted to help you get set up so that you had a place to stay. You can get your life together. Maybe that was the hope. Maybe that was a dream of mom and family. But you said yourself, Chantal, you don't like stability because stability means responsibility and accountability. And accountability and responsibility are things you just are allergic to. You didn't want to be tied down to an apartment and have to pay rent and have to pay bills. Although there are bonuses for being accountable and being responsible, you didn't want nothing to do with that. So even though your mom helped you, you're like, screw all this. I don't want it. I want to be on the run with Salah.
What foods are nearby? Mostly local things like a lot of shawarma. What's this called again?
Sfiha.
Sfiha.
Roasted also.
Roasted.
Farouj.
Farouj?
Which is the grilled chicken.
Oh, grilled chicken.
They call it farouj.
I'm craving rice. I haven't seen any rice. The rice is not really huge here, eh? Eating rice?
They cook the rice.
She's going to go nuts without her carbs.
The home. Yeah. Things that you would find like, you know.
Chantal is a carb addict. She needs constant carbs. If she can't get her carbs, she's going to go wild.
That you could cook at home, not usually in restaurants. As long as you and Salah are together and happy, that's all that matters. Thank you, Justine.
Thank you, Justine. Yeah, thank you so much.
A white-skinned woman, you're in trouble. Most like Syrians are white-skinned. Olive, I guess. How do I make olives? I can go pick the wild olives on the trees, guys. Green olives. I gotta look up a recipe.
Just like I cannot cook Syrian rice, but I have relatives here.
Yeah.
They invite us. So maybe
Makube.
yeah. In the coming days, we will go and eat the home cooked food
Yeah.
here.
Inshallah. Grow rice. Yeah, you guys are allowed your opinion. No stinky person. Homemade olive oil. We watched this. Salah thinks I'll last a week, so 30 days is generous. Hey, babe?
What?
Someone said, I watch this back in 30 days and see how you feel. I said, you gave me a week. We'll see. It's
See, even Salah knows she's not going to last a week.
a challenge.
Oh. Yeah, I told you that I give you a week only to
Jenna.
not be able to stay more.
Yeah,
Stay longer.
I'm pretty resilient.
No, you're not.
Do you hear the rooster?
How are you resilient? You were in Canada in the apartment. You didn't last that long. You didn't last a week there either.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Outside.
The Syria challenge. I can go back to Canada whenever I want, but I don't want to.
And she can't afford it anymore. Her family's not going to help her get into another apartment. They're done.
I don't know. Before Canada Day. Happy birthday, Canada. No, I love Canada. It's just,
Any challenge survived Syria for 1 month?
yeah.
Without complaining?
Have I complained yet?
Yes. No.
I came here. You're like, there's no water right now. The electric went out the minute I came in. I sat down and went, "Phew." And Salah, I could see how stressed he was that it was going to be like too much for me. was like, you know, welcome to Syria. You wanted to come here? But I'm really like, I don't know. Yeah, it's, you know, I'm a delicate flower. I don't think you guys know me as much as you think.
Trust me, Chantal, we've seen enough of you to figure you out pretty well. A lot of us been watching you for years. I've been watching you for years. I don't know about the rest of the Beezers in your chat, but I've been watching you for years. And you said yourself, you don't like anything that makes you uncomfortable. That's why you don't want to work. You don't want to work on yourself. You don't want to work out. You don't want to make life changes because all of those things means discomfort. You like to be comfortable, a nice, soft, easy life. And you move to Syria, which is not soft and easy. And that's why in a few days, you're going to be freaking out and complaining.
Jen Marie, somehow I feel more alive. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Poltergeist. Can you leave in a week? La.
Just like Kimaska said, we need a crazy frog.
Yeah, see, everyone wants Crazy Frog now.
No, they don't.
Hey, share drop.
Nubby Go says, I think we know you more than we think. You feel more alive right now because you're on a high and thriving on chaos. You need to think of your future.
Yeah, Scarlett, inshallah. More than we think you. Yeah. I shared Trell. I thought it was like a fun adventure. I can see honestly Turkey, that was probably the most stressful part for me was the long flight. I watched a whole entire series on my flight from Montreal to Turkey. True Detective, the newest season with Jodie Foster. It was so good. By the way, babe, whenever I was in Beirut, they constant electricity, 5G Wi-Fi, run like constant, you know, those kind AC. That's not what life is. Who cares? Yeah, like it's not there's different stresses. Like there was a different type of depression. I don't know. More will be coming home too, yeah. So me, this is just, you know, who cares? I care about AC. I mean, like obviously I prefer it, but this huge fan, it's a huge fan, like industrial almost. So it actually works. I don't put covers on when we're sleeping and I just...
Yes, Snow, people drink water from the tap here.
Yeah. YouTube lover. Well, my aunt doesn't have a car, so my mom wouldn't lend me her car. She needs it, you know. You got me stressed out. Stroke bees. There won't be AC here. No, the power grids are all destroyed. Yeah, they're rebuilding all the infrastructure.
Yes.
Yeah. Urban AC. Do they have honey mustard dipping sauce? I don't know. I know they have honey mustard and mayonnaise.
From Iran to Israel and vice versa.
That would freak me out. In a plane and there's missiles going on?
Yeah, from distance.
How do they do missiles? Do they program where they want to go exactly, geographically?
Yes.
Ah. No, there's not any limit. No more stalkers unless they fly to Syria. Well, you never know, teardrop. Missiles scare you? Well, I mean, not really. Okay, I'll be right back.
Oh, wow. Snow in the chat is saying Qatar airport is closed due to missiles. That's not good.
Guys, I'm just gonna use the facilities. Is it hot? Okay. Because you took her to get her nails cut, but that was somewhere else, right?
Well, in clinic.
In Damascus?
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is going to happen, but since everything happened in Kuwait the way that it did, there could be a possibility, ladies and gentlemen, that Salah has a bit of revenge in mind. That he could just tell Chantal one day, I'm going to go to the store and get some groceries, and I'm also going to take Julia to the vet for something, put her in the carrier. He disappears and he never comes back. And there Chantal would be in Syria alone with no money and no Canadian consulate. Like, this could be the ultimate middle finger from Salah for the life that she took away from him in Kuwait. Like, if I were Chantal, I would be worried about, could there be the possibility of revenge from him?
Why did we choose Syria?
It's like a vet clinic.
Yeah.
Also, they sell dry food, fresh food. They cut the nails, so I cut the nails. Maybe next time I can shave the hair actually, so she can feel, she can cool off.
Yeah.
Hi, baby. Baby.
After that, it will be about 1 hour. Every 5 hours.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm stopping it here. I'm just getting a little thumbnail. Like, I'm enjoying the face that she's doing. I'm going to use that for my thumbnail. Give me just a second. That's perfect. Thank you, Chantal. You're being very photogenic today. I needed a thumbnail. All right, keep going.
We'll get the electric 1 hour.
Okay. So solar power is the way to go. Thanks, Prissy.
If you have no solar, you will be fully blacked out. Only maybe 4 hours in one day. You have the electric.
4 hours in a day. That's not even a full night's sleep. Yeah. Most people probably don't have CPAPs here. The electricity's dipping.
If people, some families.
Well, not funny, but it's interesting because you'll exchange. So exchange like.
People saying what? Oh my God, what?
Babe, do you want to show them the? Oh no, maybe not. The Syrian money. Yeah, they do on vlogs.
Yeah.
I want to show them the stack. Show them what $10 looks like.
I wouldn't be doing that. I would not be in Syria doing a live stream on YouTube showing any kind of money amount. That's a bad idea.
And like a stack of Syrian money.
$1.
How much is $10 in Syrian pounds?
Depends on the rate every day. But it's around 10,000 Syrian pounds.
This apartment is millions in Syrian pounds. I can't transfer money to Salah, so no, I didn't. Very well planned.
Western Union.
Yeah, there's nothing. I think I would have to travel to not even.
Okay, she's lying to the chat saying, I went to Syria without my own money. She was in Canada before she went to Syria. She probably transferred a bunch of money over to him because once she got there, maybe her debit card wouldn't work. So she's trying to act like it's all his money. Well, it's all his money now because you gave it to him. But it's not like he was earning money and he's using his own personal money to support the two of you. Come on now.
Even Beirut to access an ATM with my money, probably Turkey or somewhere like that.
Or maybe Jordan.
Jordan? I don't know. Hey guys, I need to go to the bank. I'm gonna go to Jordan. I'll be back in a day. I'm so glad to see you reunited. People are scared.
Millionaire.
Thank you. Yeah, Vaseline. Hello. I have my medications. I have enough. I don't have a driver's license, but Salah drives. Show us Syria? Yes. I'll do vlogs. Not here, Mary, no. Like, two are literally meant for one another. Thank you, teardrop.
Babe, these are about maybe 35 USD.
This is 35 USD. So if you want to buy something for 35 USD, here you go. They like store.
That is so dumb. Showing money on camera like that. That's really stupid.
Stores usually have a money counter. Like,
Girl, I put that money away. You don't know how dangerous that is to show money off like that.
that's how money feels. Hey, Infinity. It's 5:35. Is it the same time as Kuwait here?
I think 1 hour ahead.
That's very friggin'. What does it look like? What's on the money? Is that an olive tree? Olive trees. I'm just excited to, honestly. I want to explore like Syria's the oldest.
Yeah, the same time. Of course.
Oh, same time? Same time as Turkey as well. The oldest inhabited city in the world, I think, is Damascus. The oldest inhabited city in the
Yeah.
world.
Mhm.
So it's going to be very, very interesting. Health needs to be priority. Yeah, it is cats and tea. I think being away from comforts that were enabling me to be unhealthy, like just laying.
Stinky Peterson says it's genuinely dangerous how many buddy trolls or bedbound enablers you have in your audience now. You know what, though, Stinky? It's what she wanted. It's honestly what she wanted. What Foodie wanted when she got on YouTube was she wanted to have nothing but fetish guys and food fetish people in her audience. She looked around on different places, I'm sure, like OnlyFans or places like OnlyFans. And she said to herself, I could go there. I could do the fetish content. I could do the adult fetish stuff there. But if I go on places like OnlyFans, that means I am obligated to make regular content. And then after I'm done making the regular content, I have to advertise myself in different places. And there's a lot of competition. When it comes to the food fetish, there's a lot of competition everywhere. So what Chantal decided to do was to utilize YouTube, and her channel is actually a fetish channel. And that way she would have a widespread audience for free that she wouldn't have to advertise for. And she could gather all the feedies together and they could watch her. And if they wanted something spicier, they could contact her on Instagram and pay her by PayPal or contact her on Cameo. But YouTube would be the portal to get in front of the feedie clients. And she's built an entire client list of people that have gone to her for that content over the years. If you think back in the beginning of her channel, when she didn't have those clients, she cared about her content. She cared about the story arcs and what am I going to do next? And how do I get the reaction channels to react to me and talk about me? She did care. But then after a while, she stopped caring. Why? It's because she got lazy. She started making more money with the feedie clients, a lot of money. And she said to herself, well, I could keep both things going, but I'm lazy. I'm just going to treat YouTube as whatever side money. But the bulk of her income is actually the feedie stuff, the private content that we will never see. But she stopped caring about her channel a while ago because of that. because she had her client list and people giving her a lot of money. And she's like, why am I going to bother with YouTube when I don't have to? I could just open up the portal and get more feedies if I want to. But her income is off of YouTube.
In the AC all day.
What's it called in English? Ancient? What?
Ancient.
Yeah, ancient antiques. Right?
There's ancient ruins all over. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're
Very
all
cool.
very, very old castles.
Yeah.
Huge ones.
Hey, Dad Life, you just came to follow her. Thank you. Can I speak Arabic? Shway. Yeah. No AC, I'll be slim in no time. Yep, it's a hike. Even just walk into the car and up and down stairs, and yeah, there's no lift here. And I wouldn't take it anyways.
Yeah, mostly.
Hey,
Mostly
silly.
in the buildings, there's no elevator.
Yeah. Yes, I will get money. I will still get my money from YouTube, and it'll be deposited in my account, but I just can't access the money until I'm in Canada. So, rich bees. Never go back. Seriously, I was like, oh no. Maybe that will change. Maybe soon they'll put in ATMs and stuff like that. But I mean, the way things are very,
Babe, one geezer said, I would perish without AC. What the perish?
die.
Oh,
Yeah, apartments here are like $200-300 US a month. So the way of life is really affordable. Syrian bees are queen. Yeah, Carolina, no, I can't access any of my money.
no, Julia is Syrian also.
Julia Syrian.
She has her own passport.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah, I can get home if I.
Again, like this, the whole vibe, like she's purposely dropping things. She's purposely saying things to get people worried. Oh, I don't have access to my money. I don't have this. I don't have that. Beezers, I know you guys don't like the reaction channels. You think we're all a bunch of meanie heads, that we bully Foodie, although she's a bully herself. But understand what's going on here. She wants you guys to worry over her. She does. She wants you to worry. And while you're worrying, tune into her and give her the view and help her make money. But you really shouldn't be worried over Foodie. She's a 41-year-old woman. She's an adult, and she's making the decisions that she wants to make. So if she decides to make these decisions, they were not forced upon her, you have no reason to worry because she's making her choices, which is going to lead to the consequences of said choices. And what is anybody going to do? You guys shouldn't worry over her. She should be worried for herself. And if she's not worried, then you shouldn't be worried. Because she decided to go to Syria where he is and live this life. So just let things play out the way that they do. Okay? She wants you guys to worry unnecessarily. I say don't.
I need to, but I'm with my family. I'm home,
How the hell are you going to get home? Some funny comments. So
Women get kidnapped.
you always surprise me.
Yeah. I think there's some areas that are maybe less safe, but I'm Muslim and I'm with my husband, so I'm not.
Are there any banks? Yeah, there's local banks here.
I don't know, Lila. Is this what life is like here? I've seen it all, basically, mostly.
How can you see it all? You haven't even been outside. You haven't gone anywhere.
I mean, I think I can handle it. I don't sleep with a blanket and the fan. I'm actually cool. I was cold,
Yeah. Without the blankets.
Yeah. Hey, Hidden Sapphire. I've not seen it all. I mean, I have to explore, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I heard about that, Kendi. Hey, Red Story. No, I don't think there's mosquitoes. I haven't seen one mosquito, one fly. We have the window open, but there's a nice screen, and Julia loves it. Don't you, Juice? Yeah. Yeah, I can film outside. Yeah, we're allowed to film everything.
Then why aren't you?
Saying impulsive, she's impulsive and tells you all the time. Yeah. Honestly, to me, this is more exciting of a life than just sitting in an apartment alone, self-medicating, pigging out.
So basically, you're saying that Salah is a distraction. You need distractions. You need the cat deflection. You need the Salah deflection. Because when you get on camera, you don't know what to do with yourself. And since you don't know what to do with yourself, you keep yourself medicated. You're just spinning your wheels because you don't know how to fill up your time. But if there's a cat around and if there's a man around, then you feel better because you've got company versus being by yourself and taking care of yourself.
Study etiquette, courtesy, yeah, for sure. Do I like falafel? I love falafel. Carefree. To edit, I basically had 12 hours in Turkey, right? By the time I got done, my flight, my going on, I'm not gonna like complain, you know.
Ooh, y'all hear that? I know it's very slight, but I can't help it. You guys know that I do the ambiance videos, that I sometimes make those. And I'm listening in the background. I can't help it. I'm focusing on the fans and the sounds of the electricity. It doesn't sound even because the fans keep like going high and then going low, going high and going low. Like, ooh, that's not a good sound at all.
There
Like, there we go. You hear that? The fans are like low vibration.
goes the fan.
No, because the electric is
Oh.
not very stable.
So it is the electric. 24 months, Lisa. I hope you're happy. I could never do this. Thank you, Lisa. Ready? Sure. It's just going to be kind of like Kuwait in the sense that we're just going to live bees and I'm going to do vlogs, you know? He probably hasn't even adjusted yet. Yeah. You too haven't really adjusted to life here yet. It's probably
the solar or the طاقة الشمسية. The best thing
And there goes the fan, like powering up.
to have here in Syria
yeah.
with the electric.
So there is solar on this building.
Yeah, there is.
This is pretty neat. So between the government electricity and the solar, it's not bad. It's so much colder than Kuwait here. It's like Canada weather. It's really nice.
Well, if it's so cold, why are you sweating so much? Your face is shiny.
So they don't have any Burger King. They don't have any fast food.
No junk.
No. They have chips. It's like too hot to eat. Like I don't have much of an appetite when I'm hot, you know?
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Sauna.
Sauna bees sweat out the toxins. There's fresh fruit stands everywhere. I want some watermelon.
You know, I don't know how long Chantal is going to be in Syria with Salah, but if she's in Syria for like, say, a week, just a week, and she's going without her fast food and going without her edibles and just, you know, going without stuff, that could be disastrous. Because if she goes somewhere after that has fast food, that has the green products, she is going to go wild. Absolutely wild.
Enjoy your misery. Well, that's what you think. Thank you. Good to see you, Chantal. I'll have to watch the beginning to see this. Thanks, Alicia. Fast food funerals. Zach. No fast food. Yes, it might be a matter of time now that the sanctions are lifted that they'll start having a McDonald's here. They did in Lebanon. I saw signs for McDonald's. Attachment issues. I don't know. It's not only about that. It's just...
One moment, y'all. Okay, let's keep going.
To me, that's not a life. Just sitting in AC in an apartment and eating.
But that's what you did in Kuwait for 3 years.
You know? And I didn't...
Exactly what you did. That's all you did. And Salah had to basically coerce you out of the house with the promise of food. There had to be food somewhere. If you guys went out to the desert, if you went out camping, if you went out anywhere, he had to tell you, well, if you do this, then you'll get some food afterwards. He had to basically bribe you with a treat.
didn't have a car. I didn't have, like, what am I going to do? It's boring. There's a whole world out there. No, I don't want to be in Cornwall. Even if I do go back to Canada, I'm not living in Cornwall. No. There's so much of Canada to explore. Like, seriously, I want to explore all of Canada. I've never been to the West Coast of my own country.
Why you stick to Cornwall?
Because my family, you know. And I see, like, I was busy with my family so much. Like, that was a lot of the reason I didn't go live. Like, because they haven't seen me in forever. So that, you know.
That's a lie. You were in trouble and you were probably told, yeah, we'll help you out and you can stay here, but you can't go live. You can't go live from the house. We don't want the smoke that comes with you. So you agreed because you needed to get out of Kuwait quickly. And that was their condition. That was their rule. So you had to follow it. So you had to stay offline per your family's instruction. That's why you didn't go live, Chantal. Not because you were busy with family, because the family said no going live, no putting us in jeopardy.
You know? When I come home, it's like, sit and eat. Yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to, like, get out there, you know?
No, you don't.
And, well, speaking of eating, but I mean, I have to eat there to live, but I don't, like, overdo it. I eat when I'm, like, hungry. And
are you eating again? Girl, stop. As the second time you've ate something.
People here want to live in peace.
yeah.
They got tired of the 15 years war.
Yes. Yeah. There's some people who are not happy with the changes with the president gone. Like the lady who checked me in for my flight said she doesn't want to come to Syria. She doesn't feel safe because the president's gone. That's what she said. So not everyone has that opinion, but most Syrians do, and they're happy to, you know, be free and come back home. Like, you know.
Yeah, free Syria.
Yeah. No, Velma.
Syrian speaks a lot.
Oh yeah, I see. They're really good. Yeah. Terror sites. Nah. My floors are sandy. No, they're clean. It's just sand. Who cares? I have to give the house a good clean though. Yeah, I saw a little bit of dust. But yeah. So anyways, I don't.
Do you have a mountain view? There's a lot.
Yeah, no, we can't. But we can't see from our house the mountain, right?
Yeah.
No. On the way from the Damascus-Beirut border, that's where there's so many. I took video of it, so I'll show you guys. It's really, really cool. Yeah, walking down the street. Yeah.
Pretty woman.
Walking down the street, pretty.
10 hours.
Then 12 hours in Istanbul.
Over.
Yeah. And then
So
an hour and a half too from Beirut to. Yeah. No, and then an hour and a half. Oh.
Yeah. And so 24 hours.
Yeah.
24 hours.
Ugh. The layover was the worst. Even though I had a hotel. Thanks, Zoe. I'm strong to deal with heat and no AC. Well, yeah, I guess. I was worried about it, but you can do, I'm telling you, if I can do things like this, anyone, you just have to you have to mentally prepare. I don't really want to travel around Europe right now. I love the Middle East. It's not an active, well, it's not a war zone, but it's in a war zone. Yes. So I know what you mean. Have only been lifted. Yeah. It's going to take a while. It's going to take years. Who knows what Syria will be like in your visa fee, but if you take a lot of people take the route where you go from Beirut directly to the land.
Yes, I'm skipping ahead because she's getting a bit boring.
Everyone, she hears your concerns and she's aware of the risks. It's her life, her choice. She wants to be with her family. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate you. Exactly. Yes. I know. But me when I have no self-preservation instinct. I mean,
Is it me? I mean, I've been watching her for a minute now. She's trying to act unbothered, like it's no big deal. I'm relaxed. Nothing to worry about, nothing to see here. But I can see the concern on her face. Like, did I really just bite off more than I could chew? Is this going to turn around and bite me in the butt? I don't know. I think the whole situation in Kuwait, she got out of there, but it's still haunting her. Because she's back in the Middle East and she knows how she is and she knows what she's going to do. And she knows that there's a lot of danger involved here.
I probably don't. Olive trees are the new camels. A health scare? We'll deal with it. Depends what kind. If I'm living a healthier lifestyle, my toe. It's actually getting a bit better. Ellen Simon, looking very from Beezer. The outcome outweighs the risk. Yes, Breeze. Now the haters can't threaten by trying to deport Salah. Yeah. He's in his hometown, his home country. I have no idea. Yeah. Humans scare me more than spiders. I don't know. Yeah, in a way, yes, of course, but these are bites. I don't know how long I'll be here. Hey, Ellen. Run for president and ban salads.
Would you guys mind if I cut out early on this one? I mean, we've only got a few minutes left. I think I got enough, don't you? So, we got the gist. Chantal is in Syria, allegedly, with Salah. They could be somewhere else. And she's just pretending that she's in Syria when she's not. I guess we'll find out more if she goes outside where they actually are. But she decided to go where he is, wherever that may be. And it doesn't sound like it's going to be safe. But again, that's her choice. So Beezers, if you're over here, don't worry over her. she made this choice, and she's got to deal with it. She chose to put herself in harm's way, and if harm comes to her, well, that she literally walked into it, and there's nothing anybody can do. So it's going to be what it's going to be. All right, guys, I'm out. Hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.